got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. How y'all? Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773, 888-77 Jesse, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week. The biblical question, what distinguishes you from other people? What distinguishes you from other people? What? You ever thought about that? We have every way to watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And I know it's early in some parts of the world. It's midday in some parts of the world. It's evening in some parts of the world. It's late at night in some parts of the world. And so some of you may not have time to sit and watch the show live. Fret not, because we are heard around the world. And for the flat earthers up and down the world. you could still be listening. You could podcast, of course, but you can listen to the show by calling the listen line at Untalk Screen Live at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us. We're on Kick, Kick. You can catch us on JLP Talk on X, JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. All right? Amazing, huh? Yes, Jesse. That's amazing. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, and rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. All right? So, it is Thursday again. You know, like, I'm like, are you sure it's Thursday already? That's amazing to me. I just don't know about time. Time won't give me time, but time got lovers feel. Time make lovers feel like they got time, but they ain't got time. It is Bible Thumper Thursday. We take all calls about anything, but we try to set aside Thursday, when we do set it aside, to discuss with the Bible Thumpers, and it's still difficult, but it's worth a try. So every Thursday, for the new listeners that might not be aware, though we deal with all issues, Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday.
The sign outside the New Era Baptist Church in Birmingham reads, "A black vote for Trump is mental illness."
I am the daughter of two pastors.
You will emerge from that as an atheist.
President Joe Biden is only the second Catholic president.
The Pope is like, if you don't. They call him the Holy Father. Ain't nothing holy about the Pope.
God, why? Why George, God?
Holy mackerel. I can't believe you people follow a man. What the? Amazing. Bible Thumper Thursday. Life, real life, the real deal is really, just really amazing. It's Mamma Mia amazing. I've come to realize, not on my own, of course, but understand and can see that in real life, number one, there are no such thing as problems. Zero problems. Isn't that something? And yet most people, until they wake up, fight over problems that doesn't exist. Number two, life is about rising above your lower state of consciousness, which is unconsciousness. You know, God said he would give you the mind of God. That is higher level of consciousness. And so you're put on this earth to rise above your lower state of unconsciousness, your abnormal state, which is not your own. And for most people, they don't know it. And for most people, it's the last thing they want to do. You tell them that your only issue in life, which is just an issue, a situation, is that you must be born again. You must return to the Father. This is for every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, every child, every adult. When Christ was talking about children, he was also referring to adults as children. Adults who are 80 and 90 years old. From the moment you pop out of your mama's womb until you die. You just gotta die. He was calling them children because they didn't understand. Even the adults did not understand. One thing I noticed about adults, I just realized is, maybe I've seen it before but forgot. There's this thing where they call, a lot of adults say that they were bullied while in school and growing up as kids. Other kids bullied them, called them names, made fun of them, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so they have this, the godless children, the blind children have this thing, don't bully. But that's all adults ever do, is bully. Have you noticed that? The first thing they do is to attack you. They call you names. They threaten you. They call you names. They bully you as grown adults. I want you to pay attention to that. That's all they use. Racism. They call you a bully. They call you all kinds of names. I was looking at how they've been going after the Great White Hope. Is there anything else they can accuse the Great White Hope of? Is there any other name they can call him? They're bullying him. Grown folk with so-called degrees, too. And they say they don't like bullying. And that's all adults do. They attack and they bully. They're mad at Elon Musk because they said, I may be quoting it wrong, so forgive me, that he's promoting either anti-Semitism or those other people. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, right? That's bullying. Anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. That's calling him a name. There's other ways to communicate, right? As an adult, if you don't like bullying. That's all the whole world does, is bully. When husband and wives are fighting at odds, they bully one another. The wife is as bad as the husband is bad as the wife. Brothers and sisters, adults, they do the same thing. Why don't you see that the things that you're accusing others of, you are like that yourself? It starts with you. You are doing to yourself what you're doing to others. Really, what you're doing to others, you're doing it to yourself. And you don't even see it. No one acknowledges that the whole world is bullying one another, adults. And as Joel Friday making the point, he black. Then people like the bully and feel justified doing it. Yeah, you feel justified because you bullied somebody else. But you get bullied, then you're crying. What's up? Life is about returning to the Father. And everyone knows when you see children, sons and daughters with their fathers, it's a perfect picture. When you see them with the mother, it's a dull picture. Something wrong with the picture. But you see them with their fathers, it's an amazing picture. Well, that's how it is when you spiritually return to your Father. Forgive your mother, your earthly mother, and your earthly father, and return to the spiritual Father. It's beautiful. You're not yearning for but one thing. And you're misplacing that by believing that you want everything else but that. You're yearning for the Father. That void you have, that emptiness you have, that sense of loss you have. And when you run and you're stupid enough to get an education or get this and get that, make buku money, do this, live here, have certain kind of people in your life, whatever, right? You're still not satisfied. You're as unhappy as the so-called poor person or uneducated person. You have the same fear. You have the same cries at night, loneliness, the same doubts, the same word. Nothing physical changes that at all, not one iota. And it doesn't matter what color you are or what race you are or where you live and who you live with, what you have or don't have. Every human being has a spiritual problem, and that problem is a turning away from the Father. It's nothing else but that. The reason the world, the whole world, and my country is having so much problems right now, it's just hell is everywhere because hell is in you, so it's on earth. Heaven is in you if you turn back to it. I was talking to someone yesterday during counseling. They said they wanted to go to heaven. They were like, they had made a lot of money, they said. They had married, they have children. They've lost a lot of money, they made money. But they realized it didn't work. Nothing changed anything. And they decided to go back to God, find Jesus, and they decided to go back to church. I'm like, well, why? Because I want to go to heaven. When I die. I'm like, what the? Heaven is right here, right now. You don't have to wait to die. It's done. And they asked me something like, and I don't have it exact, and I've been asked these things 1 million times now, more. Well, isn't Jesus coming back? Should we be ready when Jesus returns? Something like that. Really nice person, though. And I said, well, he has already returned. It's done already. Think about that. It is done. It is completed. It is done. And then this person was, as everybody I talked to in counseling or whatever, were feeling so guilty about things that he had done. He just feels so guilty about it, right? And I'm like, well, why are you feeling guilty? Who is the person that's feeling guilty? And he named one of the things that he had done, but it was breaking of one of the commandments. And he said, I have sinned. I'm like, what was your sin? What sin did you do? And they told me, but it was one of the commandments. I said, well, who told you that was I asked, who told you that was a sin? Well, God said to keep the commandment right, but did he ever say that was a sin? No, not really. So I'm like, where did you get the idea then that it was a sin? And why are you feeling guilty about something that's not even a sin? And right away, the light came on. He was able to see. You and I, not even to the depths of it yet, even though I'm getting it, it's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer as layers and layers of illusion are disappearing. You have no idea how deceived you have been made to be by your parents, your friends, your teachers, your preachers, and the devil, especially the devil. Do you know that maybe 100% until someone wake up, right? But before waking up, 100% of people walk around Earth thinking that they're a sinner. Even though God said salvation is of the heart, they think the nature of the devil, which are vices, right? But really it's the nature of the devil, abnormal nature. They call them vices because they, for some reason, when it's concerning evil, they change names on everything. Vice sounds a little bit personal than the nature of the devil. If you see it for what it is, you can overcome it once you understand it. It's not a vice. It's the abnormal nature. You need a new nature. But all people think that they have sinned. And they have committed one sin, and that's of the heart, is by judging, playing God. No other sin have you ever committed. And even judgment will force upon you when you were subject to your parents, especially your mother. That's why once you forgive, God has forgiven you for that, change your heart, and everything is done. You can now live by being aware, being conscious, never forgetting to be present. And to be present, you're going to be astounded or astonished at what you find. It's gold. It's better than that. And human beings are suffering for no reason at all. Fighting, killing one another, rob, raping, deceiving, attacking. And the Christians are as bad as the non-Christians. They're both the same. They just have different names, Christian and non-Christian. I was thinking of some of the deception that's happening. There are these black people who call themselves black Israelites, something like that. That is so deceiving that, and you can't, they have to want to see that they have been deceived. Because they're like, I run into them a lot now. That's why I'm bringing it up. They're stuck into, you can't get them to see. You read the Bible, somebody told you that, you read the Bible, and now you believe you're a black Jew or a black Israelite, whatever they call it. And it's not who they are at all, 1-0.
What the?
But they believe it. Just like human beings believe that they're sinners. They don't know that they've been bought back and paid for in full by the blood of the Lamb, by Christ Jesus, the Son of the Father. It was done. All your sins have been washed away. And you're neither guilty nor innocent of anything, but you call yourself that. And because you call yourself that, you believe it, and that's what you are. It's like a man in a dress calling himself a woman. He ain't no woman, but he believe it. He believe it, and you can't convince him that he's not. Or a woman in man's pantsuits, you can't convince her that she ain't no lesbian. Ain't no man, she believe it. And you can't convince her that she's not. But there are people out there who know something is wrong with that. Even though they may be acting it out and may be doing it, they don't want to, and they don't quite understand what's driving them to do that. They don't understand they need to go and forgive their mothers and overcome the spirit of evil. And then that would change too. Their mind would change and everything would change. But you got to want to see it. No human being can convince you of it. There are a whole lot of human beings who are convincing you that you are those things, and only too few are telling you that you're not. And then telling you why you think that way and feel that way so you can overcome it. They have you stand up in the classroom before they'll tell you that you're not those things. They'll have you stand up in the classroom, my name is so-and-so and so-and-so, and I'm a drug addict. My name is so-and-so and so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic. My name is so-and-so and so-and-so, and I've been free of alcohol for a month. And then they'll assign another alcoholic person to you, and then y'all end up making out. Why y'all drunk? Instead of pointing you back to the Father. If you really, really want to be free, and you can, because in reality, you are free. In the illusion, you're in jail. Amazing. You got to work on you. You got to take your eyes off everybody and everything. Don't even think about them. And just work on you. Lay your weapons down. No more fighting. It's just two devils fighting. A group of devils fighting another group of devils. One-on-one fighting one-on-one. When you are married, stop fighting with your wife. Stop fighting with your husband. Lay your weapon down. And turn the ship around. And you'll see, you'll be free. But as long as you're fighting deeper and deeper and deeper to an illusion. And no one can convince you after a while that you're living in an illusion. Because you're so deeply down into it now. But if you stop fighting, and just start becoming aware of you, which is not you, it will be made clear. You'll be living on earth in heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within. I want to show you a beautiful picture of what happens when you return to the Father. What it looked like. I'm going to give you a physical image of what it looked like. Even though the spiritual image of it is even way greater than that. But I want to give you a physical image of what it looked like when you return to the Father. This is from Fox. A 6-year-old boy catches his biggest fish yet during a father and son fishing trip. Watch this from Fox.
Set the hook. God. Stay on him, son. Come on. Hold up. Let me tighten this up. Oh, gosh, that's a good one. Come on. Stay on him. Stay on him, son. Come on. Stay on him. Come on. Get him up. Really. Come on. Crank back. Don't let him pull you in. Come on. Real, son. That's a big one. Come on. Stay on him. Don't let him jump. Come on, son. Yeah! Let's freaking go, boy! Let's go! Come on, boy! Yeah!
Oh, man.
Let's go, kid! Let's go, buddy! Look at that! Let's get him in the middle of the floor. Oh my gosh, son! What a freaking giant! Hey! Let's go, baby! Give me 5!
Amazing. That's a physical image of what it looked like when you return to the Father. That's for boys and girls, men and women. If that boy had been out on that boat with his mama and the big fish caught his rear, let it go, baby. Don't let the fish pull you in the water. Let that fish too big, baby. Let that go. Don't hurt my baby. And I made him weak. A return to the Father is the only thing that's going to change your life. Read the Bible, hooping and hollering, being mad at your neighbors and anybody else, blaming somebody else, ain't going to do it. Critical race theory, affirmative action, reparation, civil rights, ain't going to do it. You must be born of the Father. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. and you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. Okay, welcome back. It's Bible Thumper Thursday. One line open right now at 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Brand new episode of The Fallen State tomorrow. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Very interesting discussion with Nate Fisher. And Nate is the founder and CEO of New Founding. And he's also the co-founder of American Reformer. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
The best reason to start a business is to make a lot of money. And I don't think people should be apologetic about that. I'm raising a venture fund to invest in conservative companies.
When you don't overcome their hearts, then you cannot keep the commandments.
Breaking any of the 10 commandments would be a sin.
Do you have anger?
Let's say I spend time on Twitter.
And does your wife obey you?
Arguing with a woman is rarely productive.
Right, because you argue with the devil. It was so interesting, and especially about business. So you don't want to miss that. Tomorrow at 12 noon Pacific time. And don't forget, you can support The Fallen State by going to thefallenstate.tv/donate. Thefallenstate.tv/donate. And we're on Locals, too, The Fallen State. Locals.com. Click the little link there in the description. It'll show you how to get there. All right? Amazing. And it is Christmas time. This is the season for Christmas. I can feel it in the air. It's in the air. It's everywhere. Ooh, baby, I'm losing you. I do cameos for you, personal cameo shout-outs. Personal shout-outs. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, encouragement, whatever. Whatever. Right? Go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And one last thing, maybe two. The Hake report. The Hake report. Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. TheHakeReport.com. And then at 12 noon. Isn't it doing a show today? At 12 or 4? At 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. Sometimes he does it at 12 or 4. All right. Because sometimes he flies, sometimes he doesn't. But he's at 12 noon today. The American Anchor Baby. You don't want to miss it. Did you see it yesterday? You can podcast all of the shows. Joel Friday TV. You can podcast them. They're very interesting. All right. One other thing I want to show you that's never going to change until a return to the Father happens with the individual. And all of you know that the public schools in the United States of America today is evil. They are not teaching the boys and the girls how to read and write and arithmetic. They're not teaching them the great history of this country, how amazing this country was at one time. They're teaching them dumb stuff that creates anger. And they're doing it because they want to control these people for money and perceived power, all for the thrill of it. It's all about self, because all human beings who have not returned to the Father is of their father, the devil, and they're all about themselves. Everything they think, everything they do is about self. Pay attention to your thinking. And you will see that everything you think is about you. It concerns you. I don't like this. I want that. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. I am not happy. I am happy. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I'm afraid. I'm going to join this group or that group. Because your nature is that of the devil. It's all ego, and the devil is only about himself. Himself. When mothers take the men, children to court to try to take them from the father, it's about the mother. It ain't about the children, period. And she know that it's destroying the children. She don't care. It's about her. And when the father followed the mother to court to fight to get the children, it ain't about the children. It's about him. It's about the father. It ain't about the children at all. But the ego lie and say, well, it's about that because, I feel so hurt. I'm feeling this for my children. No, you're not. You're feeling this for you, for your ego. And anyone that's into feeling, you're of your father, the devil. All feelings, whether so-called good or bad one, are about you and your father, the devil. It's about the ego. When you cry, you're crying for you. You're not crying for Argentina. You're crying for you. You're not crying for your children. You're crying for you. Because if it were for the children or someone else, it wouldn't be emotional. You would just see the situation and you would deal with the situation without having to feel something about the situation. God is a dispassionate guy. He's not a passionate guy. He's not emotional. That's your father, the devil. That's the spirit of your mama. You're just like your mama, boys and girls, men and women. You've been recreated in your mama's image, and you see your father the way your mama see him and everything. You must be born again. What's happening in the public schools today? And the parents still send their children there. You know why? Because they don't care about the children. They pretend they do. The mothers go out and mothers for children, mothers for education. The mothers for education for children are lying too. It's all an act. It's all drama. It's just an act. Because if they truly love the children, they would stay home and raise the man's children and teach the children. But they want to get their ego fulfillment, so they got to become workers. And then once they become workers, they complain about that. It's all about self. That ain't going to change until your nature change, your heart changes. CBS is reporting on February 8th of this year, CBS was reporting that in Tuscaloosa County, Alabama, sweet home Alabama, at Hillcrest High School, more than 200 students walked out of school in protest, claiming the administration, claiming the administration would not allow them to discuss slavery or civil rights Watch this from WBRC.
The group of students felt they were not being heard when it came to sensitive matters such as learning about slavery and civil rights or anything related to black history before the 1970s.
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head.
The protest was passionate and energetic.
Students were told to not include contact or civil rights in the Black History Month program. Students told that they look like hookers on the side of the road on a Saturday night.
We're all one community. There's nothing separate between us. We're all equal.
Lisa Young with the Tuscaloosa branch of the NAACP.
We held a forum last Saturday and discovered that there was a culture here that was not conducive to educating.
The protesters say they would like to see a school administration that reflects more of its student body. 55% of the school population is
South
black.
Africa.
A collective group as a body, we should come together and fight against it.
Amazing. Amazing. Their mind is in the back of their heads. And you got this stupid woman from whatever group that was leading them straight to hell. Who wanted to talk about slavery or civil rights? No such thing as civil rights anyway. It's all lies, but the next generation of black kids are being set up to march as adult, rally, burn down America, tear down statues, and feel good about being wrong. All for the thrill. And it's passed on from generation to generation to generation. When we were growing up, they mentioned slavery, but not in the way that these people are doing it. It wasn't even a big deal. But they taught reading, writing, and arithmetic and the history of this amazing country. Well, it used to be an amazing country. But they're talking, all those kids need to be sent home and never allowed back to school with their little black history thing. They have no idea what they're doing. Zero. And the parents don't care enough to keep them at home so they don't be brainwashed like that. The parents don't love. You're lying when you say you love your children. You don't love your children. You're a liar. You don't have love, and you're lying. What kind of parent would let their child be taught black history, slavery, and civil rights? Where's the love in that? And some stupid woman from some group, NAACP, whatever she says you are, using your children to get perceived power and wealth for herself, and you sacrifice your children to that devil woman. You don't love your children, you're lying. It just feels good to lie and pretend you love them when you know inwardly you don't. Think about that. They are out there protesting, talking about they want to discuss slavery. Why? Look at the older black who've been taught slavery. The what's your generation called? Millennial. Look how dumb they are. They know about slavery and civil rights, and they want more civil rights. Who's going to give you civil rights? Those are made-up words. Ask the white people what happened when they gave black civil rights in South Africa. They'll tell you. CBS reported Hillcrest High School held its Black History Month program week after students claimed school officials wasn't allowing them to talk about civil rights. Watch this from CBS.
More than 1,000 people attended today's Black History Month program here at Hillcrest High School. Many students tell us they were pleased about how the program went because they did showcase African culture and the topic of slavery.
We want to dance. Now we learning.
African culture was showcased and on full display inside the Hillcrest High School gymnasium with African dance performances. Students performed songs from the 1970s through the 1990s to show how African Americans have shaped U.S. culture.
I'm excited to everyone to get educated about Black history. Like I said, we're so excited for everyone to be here so that we can educate everyone and have a good time and express our culture.
2 weeks ago, more than 200 students protested, claiming the administration would not allow them to discuss slavery or civil rights.
Countless hours of practicing and rehearsing. We've had people come in and out, people tell us what we can and can't do, try to limit what we do.
Oh yeah.
Slavery was really important to like how we've grown up, like gospel music that was made at the time where like they were oppressed, but they found like hope.
Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught.
That should get you to the moon. So the white kids sitting in class, they're learning to read, write, arithmetic, to build a ship, to go to the moon, to build beautiful buildings, to start businesses, amazing jobs and things. And the black kids learning to dance. They want to dance, dance, dance. They won't let us dance. They won't let us learn to dance like they did in slavery. And then they get mad. They get mad because the white man doing great things and they want to run him out of his own country because they're jealous. They learn how to dance and play basketball, but they never did learn math, 2 + 2. What the? You're like, don't hate on dancing. I ain't hating on dancing. I'm hating on the people who screwing these kids up by not teaching them to read, write, and arithmetic. Blacks think that 2 + 2 is 3. Oh, I ain't know that. Change the rules. Bring down the standard. Now 2 + 2 is 3. What a mess, huh? Oh, but they know about slavery, and they know about dancing. Oh, they're so proud now. See how happy they are? They can dance. They ain't got to sit down and do no other work. Oh, we so happy now. We satisfied. The white man didn't want us to learn to dance. What the? You're going the wrong way. You're going the way of China. You're going the way of Mommy Africa. You're going the way of China. Watch this from Fox. A survivor of Mild Cultural Revolution says it is taking place right here in America. This is a survivor. Watch this from Fox.
A war has been raged to America, and that is the Cultural Revolution, a cultural revolution that I experienced in China that's destroyed China, and it is taking place right here in America. I grew up in China, in South China, and went through the government school indoctrination. And we were taught the world is made of two kinds of people, the oppressors and the oppressed. The oppressed are the virtuous people, and the oppressor are the evil ones. So there's no thinking involved. That is called the Cultural Revolution. You get rid of anything that is traditional. Get rid of the American founding principles to replace with Marxist ideology, simplified as DEI.
I'll rest my case. I'll rest my case. Blacks are the oppressed, and whites are the oppressor, they say. And blacks are being used, and they are so happy to be used. As long as they can dance and sing and throw a basketball, they're quite happy, and they're proud of it. They don't know they're being used to take America to the way of China. And generations of blacks are telling you that they're oppressed. The white man is holding them down. They don't know they've been lied to. They don't know they've been brainwashed. The white man holding them down. Makes you want to cuss. I'm so sick of the blacks doing this that it's not even funny, but I understand the evil now. And there are some blacks who are starting to wake up to it. by waking up within themselves. Most are not, but some are. Aaron is a first-time caller out of Virginia. Aaron, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well. Speak up for me, Aaron.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can now. Go ahead.
Hi. I'm basically coming to a point where I just need some direction, you know. I'm stuck in the same loophole, you know. I just got out of a relationship, a very bad relationship with my girlfriend, and it's like I need some direction. You know? I'm only 19 years old. I'm living with my mom.
Aaron, hold on for me, buddy. Do not hang up. I'm going to let Sean talk to you about your phone. I think you need to speak up, but do not hang up. I'm going to take your call, all right?
Okay.
Hold on for Sean, and he'll work that out, and I'll get back to you. William is a first-time caller out of Texas. William, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Jesse? Can you hear me?
All is well. A little louder for me, William.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
That's perfect.
All right, cool. Nah, I just want to say thank you, man, for everything that you've been doing, man. I just started listening to you about 3 weeks ago, and you really have been pointing me in the right direction. So, I mean, stuff that I already kind of knew, but you really woke me up to, like, a different aspect of it. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And when you say I already kind of knew, that is because the truth is already in us. We already know the truth. We just kind of forgot it. You know what I'm saying? And once you start questioning things, you come back to that truth that you already know.
For sure. And one thing I wanted to talk to you about was I was struggling with my emotions way before, you know, I found you or whatever. And I'm an old Bible thumper, so I wanted to ask you about a verse.
All right.
And that was when Jesus wept. You know, and I was like, is that emotional that he wept because Lazarus died, or
no?
You know what I'm saying?
He wept because the people, and it wasn't emotional, but he wept because the people could not see.
Okay.
That's why they were blind and they could not see. I'm sorry?
Like you said, he wept because people couldn't see?
Right.
Like, what do you mean? I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's a good question. You know how now you're starting to wake up from within, and you're starting to realize that the things you have been told was not true, was a lie, and that you were unconscious, emotional, and not feeling. You were blind. And that's what Christ knew, is that the people were blind and could not see.
Okay.
Can you hold for me, William?
For sure.
All right, hold on. And I'm going to get back to you as well, Aaron, and all the callers and Super Chats. I got to take a break. When I come back, straight to the calls. 888-7753-773. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news, but the hate news. And he says, knowledge is poison. You're going to see that on his shirt during the hate news, not the fake news. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Peterson Show. It is Thursday, 11/30/23. That's November 30th, 2023 AD. JLP, again, will be right back. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Henry Kissinger died. Henry Kissinger died. Rest in peace, Henry Kissinger. Calming Nonsense Network, CNN, and the far left females at the Skim report yesterday, Wednesday, the controversial, which usually means halfway reasonable, but I'm not sure in this case, foreign policy giant died at age 100. Kissinger was considered the most impactful U.S. Secretary of State and National Security Advisor in the post-World War II era. Advising 12 presidents over the course of his career, from lame JFK to the second best president, Richard Nixon, and Gerald Ford as well. His involvement with those two changed, supposedly, according to CNN, the course of American history. And he's even advised so-called President Biden. I'm not sure if he advised Trump, maybe. He established a new relationship with China, credited with secret diplomacy that helped Nixon open communist China to the U.S. and the West. He formed the détente policy with the Soviet Union, and he ended U.S.'s involvement in Vietnam, the last one earning him a Nobel Peace Prize, which might beat Obama's affirmative action Nobel Peace Prize, not sure. He's also considered responsible for the U.S.'s 1973 toppling of Chile's president, or Chile's president, depending on how you pronounce it. He helped orchestrate the U.S. bombing of Cambodia during Vietnam, so maybe he doesn't deserve that Nobel Peace Prize, but they just give that thing away to anybody who's evil, which killed at least 50,000 civilians in Cambodia. He was reviled over that, accused of needlessly expanding the conflict, the Vietnam War. But at least he brought it to an end, or helped, right? He also supported or enabled a range of other violent assaults, including Pakistan's and now what is Bangladesh in 1971 and Indonesia's East Timor in 1975. He was a dinosaur. Kissinger once dangled the threat of nuclear war as a form of deterrence. He has since endorsed an effort to end all nuclear weapons. Psh, lame. Turned into a woman. Kissinger was a Jewish refugee as a youth, perhaps not a Christian, who fled Nazi Germany in 1938 before cementing his legacy in foreign policy in the 1970s. So rest in peace, whatever you are. Elon Musk versus the world. The far-left female-run outlet, The Skim, very fake news outlet, reports that Elon Musk has one message to advertisers who he said want to blackmail him. Go boop yourself. Yesterday, New York Times' Deal Book, all one word, Deal Book Summit. Musk supposedly apologized for endorsing an anti-Semitic, no such thing, conspiracy theory, cultural reality, earlier this month on X, in response to a tweet that said Jews were responsible for pushing hatred against whites, true, as hordes of minorities flood Western countries, true. Musk responded, "You have said the actual truth." This is the same conspiracy theory evoked by the 2018 Tree of Life synagogue shooter. I disavow synagogue shootings. Elon Musk's tweet shocked all evil liberal advertisers, supposedly, right? They were intimidated by the ADL and evil mainstream media and caused a wave of companies from evil Disney to evil IBM to pull their ads. Twitter could lose $75 million this year from the advertiser boycott, reportedly expanded to include more than 200 brands. Yes. Earlier this week, Elon Musk traveled to Israel, and what he denies was an apology tour. Now he has called the tweet one of the most foolish, if not the most foolish thing I've ever done on the platform, he said. Whatever, man. Still, Elon Musk is accusing advertisers of blackmail and said the advertiser pullout was going to kill the company. The advertiser's killing the company. He said that if and when that happened, the public would blame the companies, not X, and or God would anyway. Months ago, X boasted of 90% of its advertisers who had fled returned to the platform, but now he's like, don't advertise if you're going to be like that. Good for him. I'm James Hake.
have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week: what distinguishes you from other people? What distinguishes you from other people? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show, JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can, if you're not able to sit and watch it, you're working out, you're doing whatever you're doing, anywhere in the world, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. You can also podcast the show, all right? And don't forget to follow us. Follow, subscribe, ring the bell, and all that good stuff. We are on Rumble. You got to know how to rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and cozy.tv, cozy.tv/JLP. All right? To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, and rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com. It's Thursday, second hour of the show. It is Bible Bumper Thursday.
You know what happened?
My Jesus.
Can you see his breathing?
My Jesus.
Hey, this man died since Friday. Hey.
This is Idiot in the cassette.
Elliot.
Idiot.
Jesus. Lift your hands. Lift your hands.
My good God. Is commanding life.
Rise up.
Idiot. Look at idiot.
For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now.
I think in Christian circles we have a very difficult time recognizing emotion. Self-control is my ability to enter into those tears, my ability to embrace that emotion.
Woman loving hearing that. She said that thing, I got control of this B word. Anyway, I was thinking about that video where there's blacks marching around talking about they want to learn about slavery and civil rights. They want to dance. They want to learn. The slaves were dancing and singing. We don't want to learn no math. We don't want to learn how to go to the moon. We want to moonwalk.
What the?
And they're just happy now. They dancing. Oh, we're so free. Lord, have mercy. Let me go back to William first. William was out of Texas, first time caller. He was asking about Jesus weeping. William, when you heard that Jesus wept, what does that mean to you?
I just initially thought he was emotional. I just thought like, oh, okay, that's emotions right there. And I just wanted to ask you about it, clear it up.
Yeah, only the children of the devil are emotional. An emotional person is a very evil and dangerous person.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that right now, so I'm trying to like purge that.
You struggle with what?
Silent prayer. Just emotions. Like I thought I was doing well until I saw them clips you played. And then I started tearing up a little bit, and I was like, oh man. I was a little, it set me back, watching the boy fish and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
Well, she passed in 2015, but by the time I found your videos on how to do it, I had heard you tell another caller, if you forgive him in your spirit, or if you kind of, what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know how the things you have done, the things you think and done, you couldn't help yourself, but it was something else driving you, right?
Agreed.
That was the spirit of your mother, which is the spirit of the devil. And so your mother could not help herself. And the way she imposed her will on you, she turned you away from your father. She literally couldn't help it. That spirit, because the Satan is the woman's God, he was driving her to do what she's done to you. She couldn't help it. So forgive her by realizing, just as you can't help yourself, your mother can help yourself, and God will forgive you and make you free, William.
I agree with you. I appreciate that.
Have you forgiven your father?
I did.
How did that go?
That a couple of years ago. That was pretty cool. He was pretty understanding about it.
Yeah.
We went in pretty good depth, and he knew, what I was talking about, and he shed some tears, but we got it all out. We're cool now.
Right on. Well, fathers love their children. When they leave the mother, they're not leaving the children, they're leaving the mothers. But the mothers make you think that they're leaving you, and they're not.
Yeah.
What a mess.
They black, man. Because they black.
He black.
Look, I want to answer the biblical question.
Okay, let me ask you this about you. When you become emotional now, how do you deal with it?
Before I would get it. I had an anger problem.
Yes.
But right now, like as of lately, I just pause and I stop. I just stop. And that's if I'm in a public setting. But if I'm in a private setting, I started practicing your silent prayer. And I actually enjoy that. I really do.
Well, stay with it, William. Stay with it.
Yeah.
And when those emotions come up, the faucets of feeling good and the faucets of anger, just know it's not you. Don't ever call them you again. Don't say, I am this. Even though you feel it in the body, it's not in you. It's in the body. And don't call it you. And that way you stop identifying with the devil and he'll be taken away from you.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So the biblical question, what distinguishes you from other people?
I didn't really think about it, but I have to be honest, nothing. I think we're all the same. Maybe one thing would be like our decision of whether we want to stay in hell or not. But other than that, we're all the same.
Oh, amazing. I would love to respond to that, but I got to wait until Sunday. But I do appreciate you responding to the biblical question.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all are spreading some mad love and strength around here. And, hey, I just saw HASSAN's video. That was pretty dope.
I know.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Pretty dope. So I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all.
All right, you too, William. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. He saw that song.
Oh, yeah. Man, thank you.
We're going to have to play that again today.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Amazing.
I had a big spike from the JLP.
Nice. You're very talented, man. We need to work on that.
Man, thank you, sir.
Oh, man. Let me go back to Aaron. I had to put Aaron on hold because he was having some issues with his phone. First time caller out of Virginia. Aaron, let's try it again. Thanks for holding.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. I'm hoping you can hear me better now.
100% better.
Okay, great. Thanks. Basically, I'm kind of trying to figure out how to fully let go of like my false self, because I'm trying to overcome, but I don't know if it's that I don't want to let go or I still love the hell that I'm in, but it's just, I don't know, I'm still living with my mom. I forgave my mother, like you said, I forgave my father, but I don't know if I fully let go of everything that I just experienced, I don't know.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Oh, okay. And what happened when you went to your mother and forgave her? How did that go?
It went well, I guess. I mean, she didn't really take it like how I thought she would.
Right.
But like, as far as like what I told her, I kind of just let it go. You know, I didn't really explain it too much. Like, you know, I gave it up to her. You know, I just told her. So I kind of just took everything else that came after that. So.
Right on. And why haven't you moved out?
Well, I'm kind of working on that now, but I was just recently like in a relationship, so that kind of like took me away from, I guess, like being on top of that. I don't know. I was really distracted. It was hard for me to kind of break out of that relationship for a while, but I would say that's probably one of the main reasons. And also, my mother, she's kept me real sheltered. You know, growing up, they didn't really like apply to me that at 18 I should be moving out. I know you said that, and I totally agree with it. You know, I want to endure life, take on things, and become a man, you know, like I should. But it's hard to growing up, you know, getting away from that. But
yeah,
I'm definitely working towards it, you know, coming to that realization.
And how things with you and your father right now?
Well, it's hard to kind of describe it, but I forgave my father. You know, he's very emotional. You know,
yeah.
I kind of grew up being like experiencing that and not, I guess, getting that away. And my mother, I don't know if she did it knowingly, but she did turn me away from my father. You know, I seen them arguing a lot and stuff like that. And my mother always told me, hey, you know, don't be like your father, don't do this or whatever.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that, you know, that it was turning me away from my own father. I took on the nature of my mother, you know, not even realizing that I had so much resentment towards my father, and I couldn't have a relationship and understand him because I just was holding on to that for so long, you know?
Yeah. You were seeing him through your mother's eyes and not your own eyes.
Right.
Was he in the home?
Yeah, I live with my father and mother. They're both in the home.
And so why does he let you stay there and you're 19? Why is he allowing that to happen? Well,
it's also like this. I guess the circumstances, the situation. You know, he's told me like, hey, we've had talks about it. We've kind of like bumped heads a little bit, and he's threatened about, you know, not in a way where it's like me growing, and my mother has kind of also went against him because he's been trying to get me out, you know. And it's like I understand everything that's happening. I'm content with everything at this point, you know. Like if I have to leave, you know, I'll endure life with God, you know, walk with God, and hopefully He'll lead me to where I'm supposed to be at right now.
And He will.
You know, yeah. So, but you know, it's my grandmother as well. You know, they have all had certain views about my father, opinions. You know, everybody, my aunts and everything. So, just I can see clearly in a clear way to kind of get an understanding from them. But we've had talks about it, you know, and I definitely.
You said it's your grandmother's what?
I said my grandmother has also kind of been on this, you know, on the same side with my mother, and she's been a little bit more sympathetic.
Yeah.
I guess towards it, but it's just, you know, my mother talking to my grandmother about it, and them kind of having the same mind towards it. It's kind of hard not to have their will like on you. You know what I'm saying? Towards my father, I guess.
Yeah.
view.
Here's what I recommend about all that: give them the finger and be done with them. Okay. Don't listen to their crap anymore because it's all evil. Just don't be angry at them. They can't help it. Satan is their God. They cannot help it. But don't you participate in it. Don't argue with them. Don't try to prove anything to them. Stop arguing with the devil.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, Jesse? You opened me up to, I guess, a very different perspective because, like I said, I grew up in the church, you know, my whole entire life. You know, my grandmother, my grandfather's a pastor, my mother, and I it's hard to say, but I guess my mother, she's like almost like a Bible thumper. You know, she's kind of giving me the word all the time and telling me about it. You know, it's like I want to know God for myself, but yes. I just feel like that for me hasn't done anything for me. You know, it's like people living in hypocrisy and just, you know, not going about it the right way. I didn't have no clear example, and I understand now that I just really yearn for my father. I yearn for my father to have that relationship with my father so he can direct me to the light. And I really want to be that example to when I have a son, you know. So
right on. And so you're over this girl that you were dating, right?
Yeah, I'm over her. It's been a lot, you know. I've been with her for about 11 months, and we finally kind of, I guess, parted ways or whatever. But it was dealing with a lot, man. I know I came down to her stay with her sister or whatever for Thanksgiving because I was going to come down for Thanksgiving. I know now that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
You know, I really regret it now. It's like I didn't even stay till Thanksgiving. The whole situation, it broke out, you know. And while I was being there, we just had certain arguments, and it's like we have different views, you know, that I can understand now. But it was hard to break away, you know, because I guess it's because of lust and, you know, being young, not seeing clearly. You know, but yeah, that's a whole other thing in itself. But.
Well, block her so you'll be done. Don't communicate with her anymore either.
Oh yeah, I blocked her. You know, I have to let go. You know, I'm trying to move forward and stay in the present. The devil is trying to talk to my mind and trying to get me to see other things, go back to her. You know, and I'm listening to my thoughts with whatever it's trying to tell me about the situation and try to get me to see. You know, just I can't even see clearly. So I'm trying to break free from that, and so that's what I'm talking about overcoming, you know.
And so your question for me is what?
Well, I just want to kind of know how to fully let go of my false self, you know, because I don't know if it's ego or if I just love being in my hell, but I'm trying to figure out how to let go of myself, you know.
Nice.
I'm just
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Not every night, but
why not?
I've been doing it like when I get the chance to, whenever it's on my mind to. But sometimes it's just like I get so caught up with whatever the situation is. I just feel like, what's the point? And that's honestly where my mind has been trying to tell me, like, you know, just listening to my thoughts. But I've been trying to do it.
Okay. Here's what I want you to know. Number one, you are not your thoughts. Every thought you get is straight out of hell. The ones that make you feel good and the ones that make you feel bad are all evil. They are not from you, and they are not from God. You hear me saying that?
Yeah.
And what all you have to do at this point, because you have gone and forgiven, you are welcome in the truth. You want the truth to come in and take over. All you have to do now, Aaron, is watch those thoughts and let them pass. That's all you need to do. And know that it's not you. Don't call them you. Don't say me, I feel this. Even though you're feeling some, when you get caught up in them, you're going to feel fear or loneliness or some kind of emotional pain, but it's not you. So don't call it I anymore.
Okay.
So you can stop identifying with it. And do the silent prayer and just watch those thoughts. That's all you have to do. And if you fall into them 1,000 times a minute, just come back out of them. Don't call it good. Don't call it evil. Just know you were in a thought, meaning that you were thinking about something in the past, which doesn't exist anymore, and you were thinking about the future, which doesn't exist. Just know that, and then watch those thoughts. And I promise you, God will take away the mindset of the devil, and he will give you a clear mind, and you will live a no-thinking life. And you'll just live by the light of the Father instead of the darkness of thoughts. It will change. Just stay with it.
Wow. You know, Jesse, this is like a revelation to me, you know, because it's like my whole life I've been told that it's okay to have emotions and that I should identify with these thoughts and emotions and, you know, just to figure out how to deal with them from my mother just being called towards that. But I know that all that is a lie. You know, it hasn't helped me at all. And I can't see clearly. You know, I do the things that I don't want to do. And, you know, I can't find my mind to just fully understand. You know, it's hard, but I guess now it's just, you know.
It's going to get easier. It is working. God is with you. He's shining the light on the not you, which are thoughts and emotion. And anyone that ever tell you that thoughts are good, you get away from them, that's your enemy. That's an evil person. and they are trying to keep you into hell or bring you back into hell where they are. Do not have anything to do with anyone that tell you emotions are good. Don't argue with them or anything. You just walk away. That's an evil person.
Got you. No, you're still right. I see that now. I can see it clearly.
Yeah, and don't judge them or anything. You just walk away. They cannot see. And stay with the silent prayer. Do you believe that you're a sinner?
Well, I guess I'm still trying to figure out what exactly it is to have sin, because I guess I have anger. I do have anger. And I'm trying to overcome that. I'm aware about that. But I guess all that other stuff, it just stems from that. I know I still have anger, and I guess that's just what it is. But
here's what the sin was: when you was resenting your parents, especially your father and mother. Now that you have forgiven them, God has forgiven you. No more sin. And your nature, all the sex stuff and all that stuff you've been doing, it's the nature of the devil. He will take that away by changing your nature. That is not you either, so stop calling that you, all right?
All right, cool.
And the next, hold that thought, but don't forget it. The next time you feel anger, don't say, I am anger. I am angry. Just see it and know that it's not you. Don't claim it as you, so you can stop identifying with all these false spirits, these false things that have made a home in you when you could not help yourself. It was never you. The real Aaron, the true Aaron, has never done anything wrong in your entire life. It's impossible for you to do wrong. It's this thing that made a home in you that was driving you to do the things that you have done. It wasn't you. You were listening to thoughts and emotions, thinking that it was you, and that's why it happened, but it was never you. And God knows that, and he has never held anything against you. He has wiped away all of your sins. You are free.
Wow. That makes perfect sense. I really appreciate that. I needed to hear that. I've been so caught up in that, and I knew something was wrong. I could just tell it. And I guess I'm going against my own mind, and I guess what the thoughts are trying to tell me, not my own thoughts, but what somebody else is, trying to tell me. That's not me. But me breaking out of that, I realized that on this path, I have to constantly tell myself that these are not my thoughts. What I'm telling myself, and everything else, and just let go of all that. I just have to let go.
That's right. And that's beautiful that you have to say, these are not my thoughts. When the anger comes, this is not my anger. This is not me. Don't call it good or bad. Just know that it's not you, so you can get understanding. And understanding comes from God, and that will make you free. It will take away layers and layers and layers of misunderstanding. And misunderstanding, think you have grown up thinking that those things were you.
Okay.
And they were not.
Okay.
So all you have to do now, Aaron, and do no more than what I'm telling you, watch those thoughts and those feelings, because you're going to be caught up. The thoughts, you get feelings, and the feeling confirm the thoughts, right? Just know they're not you. Know they're not in you. They're in your body, but not in you. You're not your body. And just watch it. Stay with the prayer no matter what happens, who turned against you, what happened. You stay with the prayer. Don't be angry at anyone, and just live your life.
Okay, I will.
And as far as, do you have a job?
Yeah, I just recently left another job, but right now I'm in the working to start like 2 jobs. So I'm starting 2 jobs soon. Yeah, to do what I have to do, because I understand it. I got to get out and live, and I feel like being here, I'm really hindered.
You are.
From where I could be,
Absolutely.
To live with my mom, and she's trying to stop me. She's not pushing it on me. She's saying, you need to save, and it'd be good to save here and all this other stuff. But
that's
it's
evil.
not helping me, Yeah.
Life is not about just saving money. Life is about dealing with the issues of life and these issues that come, and not resent them and overcome them. So you're coming out of that fallen state into a risen state, which is the state of God. And you're not going to be able to do that under your mama's skirt tail. She'll keep you there and make you her husband.
I totally agree. And it's because of that that I also have fear. You know, I have fear of what's to come and being sheltered. And you know, I'm the youngest of all my siblings, so you know, my mom just definitely has that way that she kind of just imposes, you know, her will on me without even knowing it.
Yeah.
And it's like her nature, and I can't blame her hold that resentment because she can't help it. You know?
That's right.
And she's not seeing clearly, but what I am seeing, I just have to break from that.
And you're a grown man now, so you don't have to tell her you're moving. You just quietly go to work, get yourself a second job, and when you see you have enough money to move and you can pay your rent, just go find your place in a pretty decent area if you can. Something, a little bachelor or something to start out, and just quietly move. You don't need to tell your mama. You're grown.
Right. You're right. You know, it's like I always feel like I kind of got to go through my mom. She's kind of kept me in this like child state. You know, I constantly got to tell her like, Mom, I'm not a kid anymore, and it feels like I have to make her see it that way because it's like the way she still talks to me is it's like almost like she's talking to her child or like, you know, like I'm still a little baby anymore. You know, I don't like feeling that way and being like sheltered and stuff like that. I want to kind of break out of that.
That's right. The next time she does that, you say, look, if you don't stop speaking to me as though I'm a child, I'm not going to talk to you at all. I'm tired of you imposing your will on me, and I told you to stop. Just be firm with her. Just don't be angry.
Right. It's a hard truth. You know, it's like I always feel like it's like part of overcoming my mom, you know, and I'm realizing that, you know. So,
every human being that's born through the woman, and all human beings are, got to overcome the woman. God said we must be born, you have to be born a second time, which is of the Father. So you're doing fine. It's working. You're on your way. Relax and let life happen. You can't make it happen. It will happen on its own as you let go of trying to make life happen. Just stay with the prayer, watch those thoughts, stop calling them you, stop saying, I have anger. You have no anger. That's a spirit that has made a home in you, and it's not you. And just see it, but don't call it good or bad. Don't call it you, and just watch. And then with the physical stuff, go out and get a second job, take your time, quietly save some money, quietly find your place. And I'm telling you, one thing will lead to another one.
Okay. I'll make sure to do that. Thank you.
Amazing.
Amazing. I really appreciate that, Jesse.
You're welcome. Any other question or anything?
No.
All right, well, keep me updated how it's going, but that's all you have to do now. Just watch those thoughts. They are not you. I don't care how strong the feeling gets of anger or fear or anything. Just know it's not you. And face the fear. Do what you got to do. And you'll see it was never you, and it will be taken away from you. You got to go through that hell without being mad about it. And on the other side is heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within you.
Okay. I'll do that.
I wish you well, man.
Thank you. You as well.
All right. If you have any questions, call me again.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. See what you're doing to your children, Mama? You're doing it to the boys and the girls. You're recreating the daughters in your image, and they're doing the same thing to their children because they become like you, that wicked spirit. And it's not you. It's that spirit made a home in you, ladies. You must be born again of your Father. When I come back, more of your phone calls and your super chats. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women families, and individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. It's Bible Thumper Thursday. You know what, Sean? It's boy. What's it? HASSAN. What the? Hussein. HASSAN. It's Bible Thumper Thursday. Maybe we need to hear a little of that new song of yours. What's it called?
Waiting on God.
Waiting on God. It is Bible Thumper Thursday. Let me hear a little taste of that.
Okay, you're going to have to wait on me to find it.
Let me know when it's ready. The Bible Thumper. Listen, folks, you need counseling. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven by phone, Skype, or walk-in, but you need to make an appointment. Go to rebuildingtheman.com. Around the world. I counsel with men and women of all races around the world every day. And sometimes it's just packed, so you may not get right in for the appointment, but be patient. We get to you as quickly as possible, right? Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And I want to do this one thing real fast. I get back to you. Super chats in your call. Since it is Bible Thumper Thursday, here's God.
Wait, no.
Amazing. Waiting on God. He waiting on me. How can they get that?
Just type in HASSAN God on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube.
Amazing. That's bring a little mama out of me. It's so nice.
Thank you.
I was thinking about, I saw Jesse Waters yesterday, and he got bitten by a dog. He was bitten by a dog. Did y'all hear about that?
No.
Did you hear about that, HASSAN?
No, he tried to be like me. He got bit by a dog?
Yes, he was either hiking or walking down the road or something, and some woman hiking. I think he was hiking, he said. I may be wrong. And she walked with her dog on the leash. When he got near the dog bit him in the groin area and bit him on the arm. And now he's trying to decide if he should take that shot.
Rabies shot?
Rabies shot.
Whoa.
Because the lady gone, he didn't get any information. So he doesn't know if the lady dog was
rabid.
Yeah. And so he was asking the audience, what should he do? And one of the audience testimony said, well, one thing about having rabies, you gonna die. If you don't get the shot, you will die.
Yeah.
And I think they say you die in a couple weeks or a month or so.
Yeah, it's terrible, I heard. You can't drink water.
Right, and you gonna die. And I wanted to get the information back to you, because you truly gonna be waiting on God with the rabies.
I think Jesse Waters and everyone's just watching the JLP show and they're trying to pick up on our rabies story.
For the audio podcast listeners, there was a dog in that music video, but that dog didn't look like Sandy.
Sandy's chick. You better be careful. Sandy will bite you now. Every time you see that video.
Yeah, that wasn't the dog that bit me either.
That wasn't the dog in the movie that bit him. It was another one.
I know. So the whole dog world in L.A.
Did you get information from the people that had the dog that bit you?
I did, but as soon as I asked him, I was like, hey, man, I'm not going to, make a big deal, but just wanted to see, is your dog up to date on the stuff? And he's like, oh, yeah, everything's up to date. He has all his shots. And then I went to talk to someone else for, literally a split second, and I looked back over, and that guy hightailed out of there.
That guy was like, yeah, we had our shots and took off. He probably lying.
He took off.
What?
But
I don't know if you were lying, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I went to the urgent care. They did give me antibiotics. I didn't take it, but I'm
you
still alive, barely breathing.
Still alive, barely breathing. You praying to a God that you believe in now?
Yeah.
Waiting on God.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Nice. Super chat.
Gregatron bought our coffee. Good morning, everybody. Eh?
Good morning. Good morning.
You guys are doing an amazing job, eh? I'll listen every morning.
Oh, that's how the women be talking to you.
You guys are so funny. You could be a comedian, eh?
You understand it? You understand
And the way you present the news, so clear, eh? So easy to understand it. And you guys give really good advice to people. Anyway, I hope you guys all keep up the good work, eh?
Amazing. Thank you. We did a thing called Up Top, and this week, check it out, podcast. You'll see what he's talking about. Amazing. Thank you.
Asia bought a coffee. Good morning, Mr. Jesse and crew. I'm 30 years old and finally moved into my own apartment. I'm trying to hold my composure by staying calm, but I'm so excited to start working on myself. If it wasn't for you showing me the way of forgiveness and doing the silent prayer every day and night, I would still be in hell living with family members.
Yeah.
I have the evil spirit inside me shaking in its boots. What the? She black. Laughing,
nice,
grinning face emoji, cool sunglasses, smiley emoji, and red heart emoji.
Stay with the prayer and watch and just do your practical thing. Go to work, pay your bill. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't try to prove anything to anyone. Lay your weapons down and just live your life. And don't judge life as good or bad, right or wrong. Have no opinion and no ideas, and life will be, it's going to blow your mind. It's already done. It's finished. All we have to do is live. I wish you well. Thank you.
Marcus bought 3 coffees, not Jones necessarily. I don't know. Shout out to the JLP and crew. Thanks for all the wisdom.
Thank you. Amazing. I appreciate it.
WD41 bought a diamond, no message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Siona with Sion bought a coffee. Jesse, hug emoji, kiss emoji with heart coming out Pig heart with flares, echoes, and bear face or squirrel face emoji. Say the emojis, Hank. Earl calls James Hake. Hank. Amazing. Wear your monkey shirt soon, Jesse.
I will. Amazing.
Mr. Pink bought a coffee to answer the biblical question.
What distinguishes you from other people?
I would say what distinguishes me or sets me apart is my voice. At least that's what they say. That's why I'm going to use my voice to convey the truth from God and train to do so as a pastor. Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and shew my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. This is Mr. Pink.
Oh, lift up your voice, all ye people. Shout unto God with the sound of triumph for the Lord. You heard this song?
Just now.
It's a Christian song. What kind of Christian are you?
A white Christian.
You probably waiting on God. Wait on God, wait on God.
Yep. Are you in that song too?
What?
Are you in that song?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Remix coming.
Nice.
Well, anyway, we can't put out the secret yet.
Oh, okay. My bag.
Thank you, by the way.
There are more answers to the biblical question from X and IG, Instagram.
What distinguishes you from other people?
Loco con cojones says, nothing but my ego edging out God, EGO.
What?
Nothing but my ego edging out God.
Amazing. Thank you.
Ray, a drop of golden sun, says, my vibration, God's signature. Smiley face emoji.
Amazing. Thank you.
Carlos Dimg says, I'm a hashtag slut maker.
Ooh. Slut maker.
That's not unique.
I know, that ain't new. Everybody does that. Amazing. Thank you, though.
Chase Cartwright says, my unique life experience.
Okay. Thank you.
Third Coast Texas Toast says, I'm afraid to answer because JLP will roast me no matter what I say.
No, I won't. Amazing. Thank you.
Anjo's Grappling on IG says, my ability to get stabbed in the back for SH boop that I didn't even do.
Amazing.
It doesn't sound unique, honestly.
That's not unique either, believe me.
Conservative with a K says, my relationship with God. Healing heart emoji with a bandage over the heart.
Nice. Thank you.
And another super chat from Woozy over on Rumble Rant. I asked a Catholic last week why they're so into Mary. He said at the wedding of Cana, Mary influenced Jesus to perform the miracle of turning water to wine, and she still influences, quote unquote, him in heaven.
What? Yeah, right.
That's what the Catholics think, according to
amazing.
Woozy.
Thank you, Woozy.
And thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Amazing. Nice. You know, in the first hour, I played you all those examples of a yearning for the Father with the blacks want to learn about slavery and all that mess. And I've told you that you only have one issue in life, is that you must be born again. And the way you do that is to admit you're wrong for judging. The sin of man is playing God. Will you stop playing God by forgiving and stop judging yourself and others? Get rid of all those ideas you have about God and everything. You're going to see you'll be free. And the nature of the devil, what you call vices, really the nature of evil, will disappear as the spirit of evil disappear from your mind and emotions. And anyone that tells you emotions are good, you better run. You're talking to your enemy. They're working on behalf of evil, trying to bring you back into the evil or keep you there where they are. Because evil wants every soul, and the devil works on you to try to keep you in hell, and he's working in others to try to bring you into their hell. Why do you think he would be attack each other? They want you in their hell. It ain't love. It ain't forgiveness. It's hate. And hate, anger is of their father, the devil. Our country, by the way, is going the way of South Africa. It really, I've been telling you this for a long time. It's going the way of South Africa. I don't know if you remember this. This is from the Revolver. South Africa, the first country built on critical race theory. Don't we have a picture of that? South Africa. We have a photo in case you can't see it there of South Africa. Look at the blacks. The blacks are acting this. Look at them. The same way all around the world. This is all they are built for until they wake up. They are here to create evil. And they're like so happy to do it. But anyway, South Africa is from Revolver. South Africa, the first country built on critical race theory, officially imploded. South Africa was the first modern nation to be refounded on the anti-white principle of critical race theory. South Africa did everything that is being done in America right now. And that is the truth, so help me God. And if you're so blind you can't see it, I understand. But it's the same thing. The blacks are being used, critical race theory, everything about keeping the blacks angry to use them to usher in socialism, which is destruction. And it's never going to work. Socialism does not work. Government get bigger, and the government doesn't work, but it uses the blacks. And you heard, if you didn't, you should podcast the first hour, the whole show, but the first hour. Survivor of Mile, Cultural Revolution said it is taking place right here in America. She survived it, she said. And you're so blind, you're letting them take my country and destroy it. Anyway, thank you for your super chat. It's time to wake up. Wake up as an individual, though. Don't wake up as a group. That's never going to happen anyway, but you want to become an individual. Jaime, I've been waiting a long time out of California. Jaime, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Can you hear me, Jesse?
Loud and clear.
I want to answer the biblical question.
What distinguishes you from other people?
The best answer is just still will just remaining me as an outcast, but however in a good way, because I was mostly an outcast my life, and before I met you, I always feel pity about myself of me being an outcast, but since I met you, yeah, I'm still an outcast, but I feel like happy, and probably happier than someone who probably has maybe a lot of money, had a good career, or had a lot of good friends, or or whatever. And yeah, that's the best I can probably answer that to you, Jesse.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. I want to hear from others about it. Thank you.
And I have a question also, Jesse.
Okay.
Yesterday, just randomly, my mother argued with me, and she was telling me and my little brother that I'm lazy, and I should get my life, everything in order, because I should be right now, graduating from college and getting a house and everything, and telling me that you gotta worry about what's gonna happen tomorrow. And to be honest, Jesse, I just laughed at that because she was just giving me guilt, and I just ignored it, and I just laughed. And I told her that she told me that that go ask God if you had to help your us or someone else. And I told her straight up, how how am I gonna help you if you're not gonna change? And I guess he got mad because he told me that don't tell me what to do. And I did my best to tell her in Spanish because I'm not that good in Spanish. I was trying to tell her that I'm not forced to change, but the thing is, you need to change. Like you gotta stop having anger, having fear and worries because it's not good. And she told me that you gotta start doing this to us. And I told her that's the reason why I apologize you and my dad for resigning you guys, because what I did you guys was wrong. And in conclusion on that, do you think that was the right thing that I kind of did? Because at the end of the day, I just laughed at it because she was just giving me guilt because I noticed that the Hispanic community, the mothers always give the kids guilt. Like for example, like they always say that what would you do if I were to pass away in this life? Like she actually.
So you'd be happy if she died. She did. What but all families are like that. All women are like that in all families. Some are overcoming it, but it's like that. It's not just a Hispanic. But let me ask, how old are you?
27.
How much?
27.
27. Are you still living at home?
At the moment, yeah, but I'm still looking for an apartment.
Oh, okay. You need to get out of there, man, so that you cannot be subject to that. And from this point forward, never argue with anyone again, and it's especially your mother. You don't argue with her. Just go live your life.
Okay. Do I have to apologize her about what happened yesterday, or not really?
No, just don't be angry. Know that she can't help herself, and just move on with your life.
Okay, and then also I kind of stopped looking for an apartment because right now with my job, I thought my boss was gonna give me a full-time position permanent, but my boss didn't. But however, she's gonna give me more hours. Do you still want me to continue looking for an apartment, or just
they're gonna give me more hours?
Yeah.
And when would this happen?
This happened probably like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, they have already given you more hours?
Well, my boss was they're going to in next week.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're going to get more hours, that means more money. Because you don't want to just jump up and move out of order. You want to do it at the right time and in the right way. So take your time, but do not argue with your mother anymore.
Okay, just ignore it?
Yeah, ignore it. Just let her argue by herself and don't give any feedback. Stop arguing with the devil.
Okay, I got you. And then lastly, I just want to say the last sermon, it was deep and amazing. Like when I listened to it, I felt like, you gave me the answer to the question, to the biblical question last week.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, buddy. Stay with it and stay calm.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, you too, buddy. Amazing. Amazing. Check out the fellowship. You can podcast rebuildingtheman.com/church. When I come back, right back to the phone calls and your super chats again. This hour's gone. One more hour to go. 888-7753-773. 888-77-Jesse. Bible Thumper Thursday. Hake coming in with the Hake report. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. Freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
A lot of mess in the world. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. There is one line open. You can call in, and JLP will be right back for hour 3 of Bible Thumper Thursday. But first, Hake News, not fake news. It is Thursday, November 30th, 2023 AD. Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Machine Gun Kelly, whoever that is, Colson Baker, Christian rapper, white, missionary kid, maybe not a Christian, is offering Travis Kelsey Killa Trav on IG $500,000 to switch from the Kansas City Chiefs, it's a football team, I guess, to the Cleveland Browns. The Skim ladies say MGK, that's short for Machine Gun Kelly, loves the player, and Kels loves the game. Isn't that nice? I don't know. Corrupt feds are charging based corrupt pervy rhino George Santos 23 federal charges, say the ladies at the Skim. Oh no, say the far-left commie nonsense network, have been handed down to Republican Representative George Santos. Not morally straight guy, including allegations of fraud, misusing campaign funds, and lying about his personal finances. I chuckle. George Santos has pleaded not guilty to the charges and said repeatedly he will not resign. He now faces an upcoming expulsion vote, the third one, I think. I'm not sure, which is on track to take place tomorrow, Friday. Israel-Palestine truce, a temporary truce between Israel and Hamas, was extended to a 7th day. Talks ongoing for more hostages releasing. Israel wants 10 living hostages a day. At least 140 hostages are still inside Gaza. Israelis, or actually it's not just Israelis. There was Thais, there was Americans, maybe dual citizens, but whatever. Fighting will be resumed if Hamas breaks the parameters of the deal. Experts say Israel's military campaign resuming is inevitable in the Gaza Strip. Israeli leaders said they're prepared for the next stage of war when the truce ends, including resumption of airstrikes and expanded ground operations. Hamas told their military wing to be ready for combat. There was a shooting in Jerusalem this morning. Attackers opened fire towards civilians at a bus station before they were killed by 2 soldiers and a civilian. It left at least 3 dead and 6 or 13 wounded injured. Authorities blame 2 brothers, terrorists from East Jerusalem affiliated with Hamas, according to the police chief guy over there, I guess. Armed with an M16 rifle and a pistol, the brothers were pronounced dead at the scene. The scene of the attack was sealed off amid an additional search to rule out any additional suspects. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Jack Lew, might not be a Christian, stated on X, I think he's a Democrat, so can he be a Christian? We unequivocally condemn such brutal violence, he says. India government are no angels, allegedly. There's far-left females at the Skim report pointing fingers at India. Yesterday, the U.S. accused India of planning an assassination of a Sikh, or Sikh, S-I-K-H, separatist who's a U.S. citizen. What? The attempt was thwarted by a confidential source working for the United States. Authorities are accusing 52-year-old Nikhil Gupta of the attempted murder of Gurpatwant Singh Panan on U.S. soil. Nice American name. Gupta allegedly agreed to pay $100,000 to carry out the murder and prepared a $15,000 advance on the payment just 2 weeks before Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the Black on the Inside White House. This comes months after Canada also accused India's government of having a hand in the killing of a Sikh separatist Canadian citizen. You may recall that. The Justice Department, the Injustice Department, says it was an associate of Panan. India has denied the allegations, said that they would open their own investigation. Good for you, India. I'm not necessarily trusting the government of Canada or United States. Give me a break. Speaking of that, plans for the U.S. border controls may be part of the Ukraine-Israel aid deal, but a number of demon rats remain divided on whether more conditions need to be placed on aid sent to Israel. The Republicans are insisting the significant changes must first be made to asylum policy in the way Biden administration handles so-called humanitarian parole. It's a big mess, and don't trust the Republicans to do much about it. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what's been wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. It is amazing. You white. What distinguishes you from other people? What distinguishes you from other people? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're busy laying up at a beach, taking fentanyl, selling fentanyl, hauling fentanyl to different states and countries, whatever you might be doing, whether you're around the world or up and down the world, for the flat earthers, you could be listening to the show. You can podcast the show no matter what you're doing on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. And look, check out, subscribe and follow us on JLP Radio Network on the YouTube channel and Instagram there. All right? Hurry. Rush to it. Run. Don't walk. Amazing things are in store for you. It's amazing. So to donate and have your super chats read out loud, your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com, JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, and rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com. It's Thursday. It's the last hour of the show for today. It is Bible Thumper Thursday.
All right, brother. Are you ready? He's drunk as a badger.
I bet he is.
Go ahead. Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
What the? White people used to not act that way in church. Remember the blacks used to tease the whites because their meetings were so stiff? We lift up hand to Jesus. And black people running and hooping and hollering. Now the white folks running and hooping and hollering. You become like what you hate. What the? Thank you, Anchor Baby. That was amazing.
Amazing.
Real fast, I want to know, and a lot of you know, what's the matter with the kids today? What's the matter with you, baby? What's the matter? What did I do wrong? Do you really want to know? I want to know. What's the matter with you, babe? You know I did no harm. Oh, baby, can we go out tonight? What's the matter with the children today? They are yearning for the Father. That's all the problem is, nothing else but that. Everything else is a lie and an illusion. They are yearning for their fathers. They're yearning for their fathers. No education, no intellectual knowledge, none of that, no money, no white people giving up everything is going to help that problem. Zero. No lowering the standards in America, no putting these people in air traffic control without knowing what the world they're doing. None of that is going to solve the problems of the children. Adults and children. Adults are children. Breitbart and the New York Post is reporting hundreds of students riot through the halls of New York City High School after discovering that a teacher was pro-Israel. Can you imagine that? Hundreds of students riot through the halls of New York City High School after discovering that a teacher was pro-Israel. Students vandalized part of the school, and the teacher had to be locked in an office, and the mob tried to push its way into her classroom. 4 students were arrested for allegedly assaulting school safety agents in the halls of the same Queens school. Watch this from TikTok and X. What does that have? And none of those kids understand what's going on, period. They've been brainwashed. They've been communized. Yeah. They have no clue. And they're mostly black. Black people, when will you say no to evil? When will you become an individual again the way you were before the civil rights movement? When will you be a human being and return to the Father? Why can't you see you're being used? Why don't you want to see it? And that this is not helping you at all. You don't need to take sides in this war between Palestine and Israel. And it has nothing to do with you. Go on with your life with both sides. Well, whatever they got going on, it's on them. It has nothing, zero, to do with you at all. Zero. And yet they got you, rather than learning reading and writing and arithmetic, they got you fighting in the classroom. How is that helping anything? I mean, up and down the hall. Mad at some teacher because she says she supports Israel. Palestine people don't like you. Nobody likes the blacks. They're scared of you. They're trying to stay out of your way. And I bet you if you ask 5 of those black kids to spell Palestine, they won't know how to spell it. Period. But they want to know about slavery and civil rights so they can learn to dance better. Post-millennials reported that a fight at a high school in Raleigh, North Carolina, left one student dead and another one injured on Monday. And a 14-year-old suspect is under arrest and has been charged with murder as a juvenile. Watch this compilation.
Raleigh's fairly safe. We don't usually have stuff like this happen, so
when it does, it's just a huge shock.
In the aftermath of today's tragedy, we will review all of our safety processes and protocols to determine what happened, what changes may need to be made.
One student is dead, another is in the hospital. A third is charged with murder.
Grief counseling will be available for students here at Southeast Raleigh High School after that tragic day. You can see one student throwing a punch. We're stopping the video before the student in the red hoodie pulls out a knife. The fight then spills into the gym where more students get involved. We pause the video again when the student in the red hoodie starts swinging the knife. Sherelle McLaughlin says it was her 14-year-old son who had the knife. He's now charged with murder. She claims he was bullied at school before this incident.
And I called the school because I told them that something may happen. I don't know.
Black excellence. This is what black people were created to do, and they pass this down to the children, generation after generation. And they call that black excellence. That's civil rights. That's affirmative action. And the white folks let them into their schools. And they miss their children amongst that. That's going to get worse. It ain't going to get better. Sorry. And I'm encouraging black people, stop fighting, forgive your mothers, and return to your fathers. You'll be free. All this other message is evil. It's evil. NBC has reported that administrators at a Georgia middle school ignored multiple warnings before a student stabbed a classmate over a dozen times, leaving her with catastrophic injuries. Watch this from News Nation.
You're watching a young woman stab a classmate 14 times. The school allegedly knew the assailant made threats, even had the knife, but did nothing. Now the victim's mother, Ashley Wilson, is suing the school. The middle schooler survived but required plastic surgery for the stab wounds to her face, neck, torso, other parts of her body. She needed 18 stitches in her back alone.
This is one of the worst situations that I've seen, though. As you mentioned, it looks pretty clear from the complaint that the school district knew about this. They were told repeatedly that a girl had a knife and was targeting this group of kids, and they did nothing about it. And I just spoke with the lawyer earlier today, Adam Princenthal, and according to him, he's got a strong case, and it looks like there may have been teachers who were watching the buildup before the fight started, and they did nothing.
And what they didn't tell you, black kids stabbed white girl. And they nicely left that out. Black kid stabbed white girl, one white girl. If it had been the other way around, white kids stabbed black girl, that'd be all they'll be talking about right now. And they were making clear it was white, racist, supremacists, Donald Trump supporters. But they didn't tell you it's the blacks because they don't want you correcting the blacks. They need the blacks to be doing what they're doing. And then that mother would say, oh, I called the school with the other incident. I called the school trying to let them know something about to happen. I don't know what, but something going to happen. And white people, you don't love your kids. I'm sorry. Any white person that send their children to a black school, or if the blacks have infiltrated your school and you still send your little white kids there, you're doing it because you hate your children. You hate your children. You don't love them. And white mothers, you don't love your children if you're doing this. You love your own ego. That's why you send them off and put their lives at risk. And the father, you're a beta, you're weak for letting your child go there. Knowing what's going to happen once they get amongst the blacks. You know what's going to happen. You don't have to be told anymore. You know. But you don't want to be called racist. So you put the kid's life at risk. You let the mother go pretend she's equal to a man by having to go to work. This is hell on earth inside of human beings. The human heart is evil. Human beings are evil. Trust no human being with anger. All human beings that has anger are murderers. They are 2 hoops and a holler from becoming Jeffrey Dahmer. Every human being. And you let people tell you emotions and anger is good, they're telling you, come on down to hell with me. It's so bad now, the teachers are fighting students. Watch this compilation.
You're not gonna talk to me like that, you dumb.
Wow,
You're
God.
not gonna talk to me like that.
Kick through the.
Don't talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk
Look
to
at
me
the
like that.
blacks.
You dumbass playing in my face right now. You need to get her.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Excellent, black excellent.
She about to lose her job. What the miss?
Wow. Black excellence. I'm so proud of y'all, the black folks. Y'all come here. This is in America. Doesn't it look like South Africa? The blacks in South Africa did the exact same thing, and they're still doing it, and even worse now, because the white people have left and left them there to themselves. They gone out of control. This is South Africa happening in America. You've been warned. Communism is being ushered through the blacks. Through the blacks. And nobody is trying to help the blacks because they need the blacks to be doing what they're doing so they can get power and wealth. Even the mothers and the fathers. Ain't no love in this world. There's no love. Emotions of love is not love, that's hate. And just because you call it love, that don't make it love. What a mess. And why y'all fighting one another like this? I want you to think about how black people are the most violent people on earth at this point. There are other violent people, but not like the blacks. And they'll fight one another. So you know if you're white, you ain't got a chance. They have no love. Their hearts are wicked. And there are some that starting to overcome. They're starting to say, you know what, I didn't notice, Jesse. I thought it was something else. They lied to me. I didn't know I needed to forgive my mama. I didn't know I was possessed with evil. And while they're fighting, meanwhile, another message happened. We're becoming a communist. Y'all a communist country. Y'all think our country coming back? You're blind. It's false hope. Let go of that hope. It ain't going to happen. CWP is reporting a photo taken on August 2023 shows dozens of migrants living in the lobby of a Chicago police station. Not only is they not going to jail, we're showing a photo right now if you can't, you're listening but you can't see right now. Look at all the illegal aliens. They're knocked out in the lobby at the police station. You know where they are. You got them. Ship them back home. But they're just uncomfortable. I wonder if the police gonna serve them breakfast when they wake up. What y'all want for breakfast? Egg burrito? No, but the blacks are fighting down Broadway. Here's some fun facts about Chicago, by the way. And this is from CWBChicago.com. This is a photo of that we're going to be showing you as I'm telling you what's going on. According to data provided by the police department, the number of Venezuelan-born people arrested by Chicago police this year is up 2,538%. The number of illegal Venezuelans been arrested in Chicago is up this year, 2,538% compared to 2022, and up 11,333% compared to 2021. And we ain't finished 2023 yet. Oh, but the blacks are fighting. Those who were arrest made just of the Venezuelans. One migrant was accused of trying to shoplift $3,100 worth of goods from Macy in June. Were they in there with the blacks or what? What's up? 2 Venezuelan migrants are facing misdemeanor charges after allegedly trying to shoplift a $130 karaoke machine, while one was carrying more than a half-pound of pot. Are they living with the blacks or something? Why are they acting black? What the? Wow. $130 karaoke machine while one was carrying more than a half a pound of pot. Illegal aliens in our country adding to the problem that the blacks are already causing. You got nowhere to run to, baby. You got nowhere to hide. When will you speak up? When will you overcome fear? If not now, when? Last but not least, guess who the mayor of Chicago? He black. Still believe blacks can run things? Guess who the mayor of Chicago is blaming for all this mess? According to the Daily Mail, the mayor, Brandon Johnson, claimed he inherited the city's sprawling migrant crisis. Watch this from Forbes.
What we've seen is a very raggedy form instituted by right-wing extremism. Everyone knows that the right-wing extremism in this country has targeted democratically ran cities. And quite frankly, they've been very intentional about going after democratically ran cities that are led by people of color. And their whole motivation is to create disruption and chaos, because that's what that particular party has been about. Right? This is the same political party that did not want to accept that President Obama was actually an American. It's the same Republican right-wing extremism that stormed the Capitol. It's the same right-wing extremism that refuses to accept the results of the Civil War. It's raggedy. It's disrespectful. It's mean-spirited. It's an unclean spirit, quite frankly.
So this male is looking you right in your face. He black and lying to you. Blame it on Trump. And right-wing, they say. Remember, before he became a mayor, they had a radical black lesbian with a fro. What was her name? Lord, life was worse then. And he blamed it on someone else. Can you name one state, one city, or one town where mostly controlled by blacks and you want to live there? They ain't gonna make it better. They are making it, turning it into South Africa, and while all the way along the way blaming somebody else. And he's standing there saying it and expect you to believe it, and some will. Chicago has been messed up ever since. A spiritual battle. My country is now South Africa. And white people, if you have any idea, if you have no idea what's going to happen, it's going to get worse, call up the whites over there at the farmlands in South Africa. They'll tell you. The blacks are chasing them even out there. Evil doesn't stop until you overcome it. Jason is out of Canada. 888-7753-773. Jason, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse.
Hey, Jason.
What do we do when we are not sure about doing the right thing?
Do nothing, because of ourselves we cannot do the right thing. We don't know what it is. The more you try, the worse it's going to get.
But it doesn't make sense to me, though. We should be doing something right.
No, you should be doing nothing. And when you do nothing and be nothing, then you're right and you do right. But as long as you try to be right and do right, you're never going to do it. It can't happen. It's impossible. It would never happen.
Well, it just feels sad.
It feels sad?
Yeah, I feel sad that even though I know all these things, I can't do anything about it. And
why not be glad to see that? And once you accept it, then you'll be free and life will be...
But I'm glad to see it. It's just that I'm living through it, and everybody else in the world is living through it as well.
You're living through what?
Through hell, I guess.
No, you don't want to live through hell. You want to pass through it. Let it pass through you so you'll be free from it. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Well, you know, I tried.
Have you been drinking this morning, today?
Yes.
Are you drunk right now?
Yes.
And why?
Because I don't know what to do.
I just told you, do nothing. Take the pain, take the thoughts knowing that they're not you, and let the pain pass through you, and the thoughts pass through you, Jason, then you'll be free. There's nothing to do. And stop judging yourself. Why do you judge yourself?
Because there's nothing else left to do.
So you like judging yourself?
No, I don't like it.
Well, then stop doing it. Why are you doing it if you don't like it?
Because I want, I do want to be free.
Well, then stop judging yourself, because it's not you. It's that you believe in thoughts and feelings, which is the devil, and you're calling the devil Jason. Jason, do me a favor.
But
I'm sorry?
Sure, but I don't see how it's possible to live that way.
But it is. I'm telling you that it is possible, but you got to stop believing the thoughts and emotions. Call me when you're not drunk, and we'll have a good talk, all right? But in the meantime, stop judging yourself. Treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Check out my responsibility. I'll show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. So, the Treasure Chest is now open, right? On the live. We're going to get to your super chats and all that in a minute. The rundown is the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11. If you didn't hear the Hake Report yesterday, make sure you podcast it. He talked about the N-word again. What the? And he white. He white. And right now, he's not on YouTube because they don't like him for 1 week. They don't want to play. They don't want to play with Hake. He got good hair, but he's on everything else but YouTube for this week. And he's from 9 to 11. So make sure you podcast yesterday's show in case you didn't hear thinking that he was going to be on YouTube. Also, the Anchor Baby is coming up at the top of this hour. No, I'm wrong about that. At 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon Pacific time. And then we have a brand new episode of The Fallen State tomorrow. Nate Fisher. And Nate is the CEO and founder of Newfoundland, and that's a venture firm focused on American rights. He also the co-founder of American Reformer. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
The best reason to start a business is to make a lot of money. And I don't think people should be apologetic about that. I'm raising a venture fund to invest in conservative companies.
When you don't overcome their hearts, then you cannot keep the commandments.
Breaking any of the 10 commandments would be a sin.
Do you have anger?
Let's say I spend time on Twitter.
And does your wife obey you?
Arguing with a woman is rarely productive.
Right, because you argue with the devil. Amazing. TheFallenState.tv. You can support The Fallen State at TheFallenState.donate. And we are also on locals.com. Local. Oh, TheFallenState.tv/donate. Thank you. TheFallenState.tv/donate. And then locals.com. So click in the link, description there, the link, and you'll find that. Thank you all in advance. All right, I do appreciate it. I want to, you know, a lot of millennials when they speak, they go, what time is it? What the? I want to go back to the phones, then we get to some super chats as well. Let me go out to Canada and talk to Emmanuel out of Canada. Emmanuel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Amazing. How you been?
All is well, Emmanuel.
Good. I had a question. Well, I had a lot of questions, but the one I wanted to ask you was about the silent prayer and how, when it came into your life and, like, how you discovered it and, like, surrounding that subject. Like, because you had your awakening when you realized that you resented your father, right?
Well, no, I realized that I had been going to church, to different churches, and they were doing all the hooping and hollering, Bible thumping, and praying and turning all the mess. And it didn't work. And so I finally asked God to let me see myself, to see, because I didn't really know me. I didn't know how come I was so emotional and so weak. So he allowed me to see that I needed to forgive my mother, because I felt that emotional love, like all people, or most people feel, that they think that they call that emotional stuff love, but I didn't know that that was hate. And once I was able to see that, everything started to change. Have you done that already?
Yeah, I mean, so when I first started listening to you, I felt like a huge weight had been lifted, because I felt like you put into perspective, like, basically everything that I had gone through in my life, and like why I was the way I was, right?
Yeah.
And then I felt like a huge weight had been lifted, and you know, I did start doing the silent prayer, but I fell away, and I wasn't consistent. I guess me personally,
suffer. What's the suffer and die? Why'd you fall away from it? And because it was working. You saw that it was working, and then you let it. Well, I don't want to tell you why, but why did you fall away from it?
I believe the thoughts that I was like, oh, you know, like I'm better now. I don't need to do that. I guess I didn't really do it consciously. I just drifted off.
And who told you that you were better? Who told you that you were better?
I felt like I was better.
Who told you you were better and that you didn't need to do it anymore?
My thoughts.
And why did you listen to that?
Because my whole life I've listened to them, right? And like when I started feeling better, like clearer, and you know, not in hell that I was in before, I guess that was like a signal that I was better or something, and then I didn't have to keep doing it.
You have to work on yourself for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So did you go back to it?
Yeah, I have come back to it, and it's interesting, Jesse, because when I stopped doing it, I dropped back into hell.
Yeah, of course. You went back unconscious.
Yeah. So I started doing it again, and lo and behold, I'm not in hell anymore, per se. It's amazing. I don't know how to explain it. So it's a state of mind, right? Hell?
Yes. It's all in the thought. If you overcome the thought, your hell is done. The moment you stop associating, believing, and worshiping thoughts, thinking that they're yours, you are free in that very moment.
Yeah. So I was curious about, like, when was the first you asked God to show you what was wrong with you, like in a silent prayer, like in a prayer type of situation, or like how did you discover the silent prayer? And
I asked him to let me see what was wrong with me, because I was going to church, I was tithing, I was volunteering, I was doing the praying and talk, but nothing was changing. I was still emotional. At the time, I still had fear. I just said with words, because those were the words that came to let me see myself. Let me know. I had read before in the Bible, know thyself, and I just ask with words, I don't know myself. Let me know myself. Let me understand what's going on with me. And that's when things start to change. But Emmanuel, I got to run because of time. I appreciate it. Stay with the prayer. Stay with the prayer. Jaime is out of Pennsylvania. He's been waiting a long time. Thank you, Emmanuel. I can't play. I mean, Jamie, not Jaime. I can't play a long time. What the? Jamie.
How's it going?
All is well.
Yeah, good to talk to you. It will circle around to a Bible Thumper question.
Bible Thumper Thursday.
Yep. I got your book, The Antidote, the other day.
Nice.
And, yeah, it's good. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm reading it. Got to the part where it's funny, the last guy talked about it. When you were describing looking in the mirror and you saw yourself as ugly and filled with anger. right?
Yeah, I saw a dark, because I had asked God to let me see myself, but then I forgot that I asked, right? And so one day I'm up to get dressed, and I saw at a glimpse, a real fast glimpse, dark, wicked spirit inside of my body. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know that was in me. He allowed,
yeah, that's... I'm sorry to cut you off.
He allowed me
My
to
bad.
see that, and that was crazy, man. It wasn't like, it was like when you're sleeping and a dark spirits come into your room through the wall or through the door. It was like that, like a dark. It wasn't like night dark. It was like a wicked darkness.
Yeah. And so at that moment, you asked God to let you see. Well, and, you know, you went through all that. And then you start, you know, bond meetings, right? You start going to people, trying to share what you've learned through personal experience.
What I realized, and I didn't even know what I was doing at that time. I was just doing what was in front of me to do. I realized, and it didn't happen the same day that I woke up or I had this experience, but I realized that black people, at some point, I realized, I think it was a year later, because I woke up a year before I started bond, I realized that black Americans or black people were suffering not because of racism or slavery or white people or any of that stuff, that they had anger in their hearts. They were angry, they resented their mothers, and that was holding them back in life. It had nothing to do with anyone or anything else. And so I started these meetings just to have a conversation with them about that. And then one thing just led to another one.
Yeah, so that sort of answers like the next part of the question, because it's, you know, being Bible Thumper Thursday. I was gonna ask you at first, when you were trying to share your message, did you try to go the Bible Thumper way, or you've always been doing it your way?
Well, it's not my way. I've been doing it this right way, and it's the only way I see how to do it. I've never been a Bible Thumper person, even though when I was going to the Bible Thumper churches, I tried to learn the Bible and so I could be like everybody else when they were quoting the Bible. They looked good, looked like they were smart. But it never worked for me. God would not allow me to become a Bible Thumper person. And I realize now, because Bible Thumper people are very intellectual, they're like secular education. They know the words in the Bible, they know about God, but they don't know him because they're stuck in their intellect.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't feel like, it feels like they just practice telling you some words and they're like, all right, there's the words, have fun with it. Like, it doesn't really feel like guidance. It didn't work for me either. I mean, I was the same way.
Yeah, they got the words, but they ain't got no dance. They ain't got no melody. It's just empty words that only thrill their egos when they're telling you about the words. But inwardly, they still cry at night. They're still lonely. They're still angry. They still have fear because they have gotten stuck in the intellect. They have not gone beyond that to wisdom and understanding, so they're lost.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like memorizing words doesn't really enlighten you that much.
It not at all. That's why you're not supposed to hold on to knowledge. Knowledge keep you away from the kingdom of heaven. You will never enter into the kingdom of heaven with knowledge.
I'm telling you, I agree. I mean,
amazing.
You know, in so many words, like, just the way you go about it, the right way you call it.
Yes.
It's like that's the way that worked for me personally. So that's why I got your book. I got another book from you too, but I didn't get to it.
Right on. Well, stay with it.
I mean,
stay on the path.
Just thank you.
Stay with the prayer. You're going to see, man. It's going to blow your mind.
Appreciate it, man. I was just glad to talk to you today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing. 888-775-3773. That's a line open. Janet is out of Texas. Janet, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Speak a little louder for me.
Okay, what about now?
Go ahead. Real good.
Okay, so I'm going through a situation right now. I think it's been 3 weeks that I broke up with my boyfriend. But the issue is, like, I'm struggling with, like, being in the present right now, whether or not to contact him, like, because, you know, we only have one life. It's only today, forget about the past. Or also, like, I keep hearing, like, from my friends, like, no, don't contact him. Continue the no contact rule. So I'm just struggling between just do today, forget about what happened in the past, and the whole, if he wanted to, he would type of deal.
And so your question for me is what?
My question for you is, should I listen to my thoughts about the whole live today, moving forward, like forget about the past?
Yeah, because there is no past. What happened then is over. The moment that it happened in that moment then, and when that then passed, is a new moment. So it doesn't exist anymore. And
Even
Janet,
though,
I want you to know one thing for sure. Where there's a so-called friendship, boyfriend, girlfriendship, marriageship, businessship, whatever ship, if it doesn't happen naturally without your effort, it's not meant to be. You're not supposed to put any effort at all in trying to make anything work, except for business, you know, practical stuff. But relationships and marriages and stuff like that, you're not supposed to put one iota of effort in it to make it work. If it doesn't happen naturally, it's not meant to be.
Okay, so basically just continue living my life, and if he comes back, he comes back. Don't even searching or anything.
Right. Don't search for anything, and don't live it even thinking about if he come back or not. You just live your life. That's over now, and live the present so you can stay with God.
Even though, like, in the present moments, like, I want to contact him, I want to, like, reach out to him.
And why?
Just because of, like, the memories, you know, like, I still care for him.
You have never cared for him. It's always been about you.
Okay.
He is about himself, and you're about you, and neither one of you care two hoops and a holler about each other.
How so?
Because you don't have love to give, and he doesn't either.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll just keep that in mind.
That's why it's not working. Both of you trying to get something from the other that you don't have to give. And so you're fighting, trying to make something happen, and it's never going to work.
Okay, so...
The best way to have a relationship with someone is not to need them at all.
Okay. And by not needing them, you mean, like, not even searching or, like, don't care if they're here or not?
That's right. They can come if they want, fine. If you want to leave, fine. Okay, I'm fine. Because you're only supposed to seek the kingdom of God in his right way.
Okay.
You're not supposed to search for anything else or anyone else.
And then how do I deal with, like, the anxiety that's still here, you know, with dealing with this?
Let the thought pass, and the anxiety will pass. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm not.
Well, then suffer. What the? Suffer and die, Janet.
Okay. Well, I don't
Why are you
that,
complaining about your pain when you love the pain?
I don't love the pain.
Well, then why don't you do the silent prayer so you overcome the thoughts?
Well, that's a good question.
You love your pain. So, that's why you love that hell. And then you love complaining that you don't love it because you love it.
You think so?
That's why you love complaining about it, because you love it. The complaint you love and the non-complaint you love. That's why you're not doing the silent prayer.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess I'll start doing the silent prayer.
You guess?
Well, not guess, but I will start doing it.
Yeah, so you can start doubting, letting all those thoughts pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pain will pass when the thoughts pass.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Call me again. I wish you well.
Thank you, Jesse. You have
Okay.
a good one.
You too. Brent is the first time caller out of Ohio. Brent, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, thanks, man. Can you hear me?
Not really clear, Brent?
Okay, I can speak up. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, sorry about that. Hey, yeah, it's my first time calling. I had a question about the being born again into the Father. What does that look like? Is that like a step-by-step? Because I was raised Pentecostal, right? And I'm black.
You black.
So being raised Pentecostal, we was taught to be born again too, but that was in water baptism under the name of Jesus Christ. So I wanted to know what it meant to be born again into the Father, because I'm all with what you're saying.
Being born again means to overcome the nature of your mother. The nature of your mother is evil. It's of the devil, because Satan is the woman's god. And your mother, as all mothers do, have recreated you in her image. And so all the fear and the anger and emotion you have is that of your mother. So when you realize you couldn't help yourself, and your father didn't protect you from your mother because he had not overcome his mother, and he's afraid to deal with your mother the right way, so he let you be subject to your mother. Your mother could not help herself. Forgive her, and God will forgive you. And then forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. God will forgive you, and he will take away the spirit of your mother, which is of the devil, and he will give you his spirit. And that's what it means to return to the Father, your earthly father. When you forgive him for not protecting you from your mother, God will forgive you, and you shall be born again.
Right. Okay. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense, man. So I should forgive my mother. Do I have to forgive her like face to face or in words, or can I forgive her to myself?
You must, if you unless she's dead, unless you refuse to meet with you must face her so you can overcome the fear. And don't let the devil tell you, oh, she's going to act this way, or you're going to hurt her feelings. You must face her so you can overcome the fear that she passed on to you as a kid when you became angry at her.
Right. Okay, I appreciate that, man. You have a good one.
All right, don't have any expectation from either one of them. Don't expect her to admit you were wrong. She's going to blame your father, whatever. I'm sorry, mother, for resenting you. And then God will forgive you. Don't ever ask anyone for forgiveness. You apologize for resenting them, and God will forgive you. All right?
Oh, yeah, I believe strongly in that, man. I believe wholeheartedly in that. Thank you, man.
All right, and do the silent prayer. Have you given that a try?
What is that exactly? If I might ask real quick.
It show you how to be still and know God. He's going to bring you out of the thoughts. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/prayers. Prayer.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, thank you.
All right, Brent.
All right, bye.
Bye. I am so out of time. I want to get to the supers.
Cactus Eater Bear donated a diamond. No message. Thank you, Cactus Eater Bear.
Thank you.
Super. Someone bought a coffee on the school shooting. We need to ban knives.
That'll help, right?
Someone also asked, Jesse, what does it mean to take the Lord's name in vain?
In vain?
Yeah, take the Lord's name in vain.
That's a good question. I used to know. I'll have to let you know on that. I'll smoke on it. Thank you.
Prep Ham Paul said, thank the Lord for homeschooling. I don't have brainwashed, violent victimhood kids. They know how to read, write, math, history, and follow God first.
Amazing. Thank you.
Siona Witt Sion bought a coffee. I love you forever, Jesse. Love you, amazing person, down to earth. I love down to earth, humble heart eyes emoji men. It's attractive. Heart eyes fox emoji.
Love you too, Sion. Thank you.
Wow, Jesse Hassan Yeezy is talented and he loves you. That's amazing. Heart eyes, star eyes emojis.
He's a very talented person. And he's going to start working on you. You haven't seen nothing yet. It's going to get better. Thank you.
And shout out to Cactus Eater Bear, WD41, Games for Rec, Misty, Falconing, that son of a and the rest of you guys.
Thank you.
The D-Live crew.
Amazing. Thank you. I do appreciate it. And we'll finish up over the Super Chats tomorrow. The Hake report is coming up now. To the callers, I'll get to you all tomorrow if you call back, or the next time you call me again. The Hake report is coming up from 9 to 11 at 12 noon. American Anchor, baby. Thank you all for everything. Get on that straight and narrow. Stay there. Do the silent prayer. What? No, I can't help you. Only God can help you. But you got to get on that path. Take care, folks, and thank you for everything. Amazing.
I had to get on the track one time. Joel Friday here. Look, stand up. We got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understanding to lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
You must know that so you can. Something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause so you can. Something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church.
Like my cousin, sent me you, and I thank him for that. It was more of a, he thinks the whole everything's a joke. That just adds a little spice to it. But in the heart of what you're saying, there is real things going on. And people want to overlook that. And I'm telling you, Mr. Peterson, I'm not one of those people. And I thank God that, He showed you to me. And sometimes we just need some Jesse in our lives, I guess.
I wish we had more brothers like you. We need more brothers like you. This because we don't have most guys that can, lead black people into the right direction. And I thank you for that, because a lot of people will be like, man, it's still going on. It's racism. And I try to tell them, watch his show. Listen to this brother. He's telling the truth.
Take no thought about tomorrow. Yesterday doesn't exist. And you're going to see, man, God is with us and all is well.